Hello and welcome back to another episode of It's All Connected. We've missed you guys very much. Sorry for being away. We hope you've missed us as well. But we're excited to be back. Excited to talk about all the great news we've got. We've got WandaVision. We've got the Snyder Cut. Falcon and the Winter Soldier from the Super Bowl because we've been gone for so long. You know, we've got a lot of good stuff. I'm Corbin Shanklin. I'm one of the hosts. I'm a journalist over at the Illuminerdi, and these are my co-hosts.
What's up, guys? Richard Nebens here, another journalist at the Illuminerdi, the Marvel guy at the site, and happy to get all we're talking about here.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? It's Bryce West, writer and editor for the Illuminerdi. And, where did we leave off, guys? So who do you think is the person talking on the radio in WandaVision?
That's funny.
Oh, yeah. We still haven't got to say that on the air.
We've been gone for a while.
We were talking about that in our last episode like 3 weeks ago, who we thought it was. I thought it was Jimmy Woo, so clearly I was right.
You got it.
Who did you guys have again?
I thought it might have been Hawkeye.
Right? Yeah, you were Hawkeye. I was Quicksilver.
Right.
If I may, quick super side tangent before we get into WandaVision, just because we mentioned Hawkeye, and I did mention this in our pre-show notes. So Haley Steinfeld apparently worked with Finn Jones, who plays Iron Fist. On the Apple TV show Dickinson, and he was talking to her and basically was like, you should go and audition, you should do it, Marvel's sick. Like, he was speaking highly of them on set to her, and then she went and did it. And so I'm like, Finn Jones, the Iron Fist, helped us with our news. He made sure it happened.
Yeah,
thank you, Iron Fist.
Yes, sir.
The Iron Fist and Hawkeye? Question mark.
I would be so game, but that's all I got on that. I just wanted to mention that because I love Iron Fist. I know that's not a popular opinion, but
I was gonna say, all I'm gonna say is Iron Fist was better, I think, to me than it was to a lot of people. I enjoyed it.
Thank you. Amen. That just feels good to hear as an Iron Fist fan, because you never hear that. No one ever.
Right. Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh, yeah. By the way, FYI for the viewers at home, I just got lunch, so I'm going to be eating throughout the show.
Yes, sir. It's all right. We
you enjoy that.
You enjoy, my friend.
Just,
Oh, well.
We will dig deep into WandaVision while you
just letting you know
into those fries.
Oh, yeah.
So WandaVision, I think, since we've been gone so long, I think one of the biggest things we need to talk about is just Quicksilver, because he's been a relevant factor across the past 2 episodes. That ridiculous cliffhanger back 2 episodes ago. Right? That was 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, 2 episodes ago.
2 episodes now.
Because it's crazy because I was talking to my friend Steven, who I watched the show with, right? And he told me he had no idea Evan Peters was coming. And obviously, this is something that we've talked about here before it happened, because the news was to some degree already out there,
Mm-hmm.
And so when he showed up, I was like, oh, okay, so that was a real thing. Damn, well done, Murphy's Multiverse.
Yeah.
I think they were the first people to break Evan Peters in WandaVision. I could be wrong.
Like they were, publicly, yeah.
Yeah, publicly.
So anyways, and then obviously we got the following episode where I was very pleased to see that in the story, it was Aaron Taylor Johnson's version of the character, but just for some reason played by Evan Peters. And they address it in the show. You get some great back and forth between Wanda and him. You get the classic Halloween Quicksilver. When I saw on Twitter after watching the episode with the cliffhanger, a couple days after that on Twitter, someone was like, mentioned that the next episode was the Halloween episode. And I was like, are we getting the OG Quicksilver look? Like, what? And we did, and it was awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
The hair was a bit much, but
and Speed and Wiccan as well. Well, I mean, Speed was just kind of Quicksilver, but Wiccan was like actually just Wiccan. So that was pretty cool.
That was pretty dope. And I couldn't even tell you what Speed's appropriate outfit looks like, but it was fun to watch just a little teeny speedster running around because so in the MCU you've got Yo-Yo.
I think it was more green than the blue.
Gotcha. But so in the MCU you've got Quicksilver, and then on the TV side of things you've got Yo-Yo. And I'll be honest, Yo-Yo always looked way worse than Quicksilver, and I always was a big fan of like the kind of blue glow that like follows them when they're running. I just always thought it looked really good. It's obviously not as high of a production as like the scene where he's saving, where Evan Peters Quicksilver is going through Xavier's mansion as it explodes.
That was amazing.
Like all of those scenes that we got were incredible. And Quicksilver in the MCU's never had something like that. But I still enjoy the blue glow a lot. It makes me happy.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it was dope seeing them. Richard, what you got? Talk to us about what you loved these past few episodes, or what you hated. If there's anything we disliked, that we almost never talk about that. So
I don't think you can legally also dislike WandaVision.
It's pretty hard. Well, it's pretty hard to think of stuff.
Damn you, Marvel, for just giving us a perfect show to start off Phase 4.
I know. We were talking about this like in our private group chat. Just like how can Marvel possibly improve on this? Like it's just like I'm looking at Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and which was originally my most anticipated show, and I go, how are they going to make that better than WandaVision?
Right.
And
we're going to talk about that later.
I love Falcon. I love the Winter Soldier. I love those two. Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie. Those two are hilarious.
Right.
And I know it's going to be a completely different show, and you can't really compare them. But I just don't know how they can make a more perfect show than WandaVision. Honestly, it's crazy.
Yeah, and that's the thing is maybe WandaVision isn't like 100% perfect, but it is pretty damn close.
Yeah.
I mean, this show is giving us everything. We got OG Quicksilver in Evan Peters. I mean, we've got the 80s, the 90s stuff the last couple of weeks. The Malcolm in the Middle episode last week was just absolutely great. I mean, that's the first show that's actually run during our lifetimes, all three of us.
Yeah.
So that was great to see. I love the whole narration from Billy and Tommy. I mean, that was just hysterical. Also, quick side note on that episode, the Black Widow Nick Fury Halloween costumes for Wanda and Pietro when they were kids in Sokovia. I don't know if that could have really happened, but that was a great nod to the MCU at large.
Yeah, that was pretty great. The kids were definitely awesome. And I really want to hear what Aaron Taylor Johnson has to say, because to the best of my knowledge, no one's really spoke to him or interviewed about what's going on with WandaVision, right? And they gave Evan Peters the suit, the OG, like they're saying, you were the definitive version of the character. We realize that. Come play him in WandaVision. That's gotta hurt. That has got to hurt.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's kind of weird though, because they totally did a Kick-Ass reference during
absolutely
the last episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
both Aaron Taylor Johnson and Evan Peters were in, and so I mean, they I don't know. I mean, that was definitely a nod at both of them, I think, because both played Quicksilver, both of them were in Kick-Ass. But I mean, in relation, that's a reference to him as well. So because he was Kick-Ass, Aaron Taylor Johnson. So it's kind of weird,
another fantastic meta nod.
Absolutely
stays hitting us with those fourth wall breaking jokes. Gotta love it.
We get all this before we get Deadpool, who's just gonna live in the fourth wall.
Yeah. Well, and then what was I just getting ready to say? I literally had it, and then like a millisecond later, I just completely forgot it. But
it'll come back in a second.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But you were talking about the Malcolm in the Middle, and supposedly this next episode is supposed to be based off of Modern Family and The Office. The whole documentary style thing. Which I've been theorizing for a while, which means that we will be getting James Spader confirmed. And so, no, I'm kidding. But I'm honestly, I'm kind of counting on it at this point. I think he might actually be in it.
They brought the OG Quicksilver into this series. I'm not going to be shocked at anything going forward.
And then do we want to talk about a fantastic theory that people have been having recently as well?
Before we get to that, I got a little bit of Ultron tea, just a little bit. And this is just someone that I follow on Twitter. They're not like a reporter or anything, but I didn't bother to fact check it because I suck. But they were saying that while Blacklist and WandaVision were filming concurrently, there was some overlap there. Okay. And James Spader stars on the Blacklist. And he was like, Spader was not in this one episode, which that episode would have been filming around the same time as WandaVision. And I was like, that's as if that's true.
Yeah.
Feel free to look it up.
Oddly coincident.
It definitely made me go, I wonder,
There's a chance.
I
Do we
want
know
Ultron back
if John
super bad,
Krasinski
so.
was filming anything at the same time, and then maybe he was gone for a day?
Unfortunately, not. That's but John. So what do y'all think about John Krasinski? I already kind of told.
Oh
Richard.
well, so we should probably bring it up that the fantastic rumor I mentioned earlier is that Monica Rambeau's space engineer friend is in fact Reed Richards, and he will show up in the next episode, played by John Krasinski, because it is a Office parody / Modern Family. And if that's true, look, I understand that people a lot of people get really pissed off at fan casting and stuff. And then whenever somebody's fan cast, they automatically don't want it because it's the popular thing. Right. And I kind of get that, people don't want to automatically go for the popular thing, but I feel like people hate on John Krasinski just because he's the popular choice. And they go, oh, he'd be terrible as Mr. Fantastic. There'd be so many people better as Mr. Fantastic. And it's just like, okay, yeah, maybe, but that doesn't mean that he would be a bad Mr. Fantastic. Right. I think he would be awesome as Mr. Fantastic. Is there probably someone better? Sure. There's probably someone better than, it's hard to say, but there may be somebody better than Paul Bettany for Vision. There may be someone better than Elizabeth Olsen for Scarlet Witch. Witch. I as of right now, I can't think of anybody, but I mean, there's 7 billion people who live on this world. So yeah, surely somebody's going to be better at something than somebody. Right. But, but John Krasinski, he's definitely the most logical choice in my opinion, especially if they're going with Blunt as Sue Storm as well. If honestly, in my opinion, if Krasinski's Richards, then Blunt is Storm, and if Blunt is Storm, then Krasinski is Richards. I don't think they're going to have one without the other at this point. Whether or not he's actually going to appear in WandaVision next episode, I don't know.
That would be something.
Because I mean, look. As far as I know, I knew about all of the cameos, before all of this. So, if somebody like James Spader shows up in the next episode, that'd be a huge shock to me because I haven't heard anything like that. Not saying it's not confirmed. I obviously don't know everything, but And then if John Krasinski shows up as Reed Richards and nobody knew about it, that is some next level crazy stuff right there.
Seriously.
That would be unbelievable. But, I haven't heard anything like that, so I say take it with a grain of salt. But again, that doesn't mean that it's not happening because I don't know everything. So.
I got two little tidbits for you. For one, I thought it was hilarious when Kat Dennings was talking about how they made sure no one knew about, Quicksilver being in WandaVision. She was like, they had this whole cloak thing so no drones could get him. And I was like, yeah. We knew he was. We talked about it on this show. We get 100+ views at best, and we knew. People knew. So that was just funny, and that just made me think of that with the Reed Richards thing. Secondly, I couldn't remember for sure if I was just crazy or if this was something that actually happened, so I googled it real quick. And back in January of last year, about a year ago, Emily Blunt met with it wasn't the news came out about a year ago. She met with them back in 2018. But Murphy's Multiverse reported that at one point, Emily Blunt and Marvel Studios had met to discuss something.
I have heard the same thing with Krasinski as well.
Me too. I remember writing about the Krasinski one.
I think it could maybe that was Krasinski's in. Maybe that's the way it goes. I personally, what I told Richard was that, I think in the case of Mr. Fantastic, I think that John Krasinski's version of the character could be very similar to the one we got in the first two movies. Obviously, it'd be very different than Miles Teller's. Thank God for that. Nothing against Miles Teller. But,
it wasn't his
nothing.
fault,
Michael B. Jordan was in that movie too. Nothing against him.
But so that's kind of my concern with Krasinski. He's a great actor, easily one of the strongest parts of A Quiet Place and The Office. He's good. I would be happy.
He's a good straight man.
But I would like to see something a little different too.
And I don't blame you. Like, and that I think is good criticism. But the people who are going like, he's gonna be terrible. There's like a million people better. Like, it's just like, okay, come on.
Exactly.
Like, you're literally just upset because he's popular. Like,
I respect Corbin's opinion on this. I mean, I'm on the Krasinski train. I would love seeing him as Mr. Fantastic. And I think at this point, it's inevitable that we're going to get Krasinski and Blunt in. I mean, Blunt was in the running for Black Widow back in the day. Krasinski was in the running for Cap.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're going to be in the MCU at some point, probably as Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic.
Can you imagine if Krasinski was cast as... I'm thinking about this as an Office fan. Like, what if Krasinski actually became Captain America?
Oh my God, straight out of The Office.
Yeah. Like, I mean, well, no, because The Office ran till 2013. Captain America came out in 2011. So does that mean that The Office would have lost Michael and Jim? Like, like that show would have been horrible.
Damn.
Like season 8 and 9 were already pretty bad for The Office, but if they lost Michael and Jim, like,
oh my God,
yikes!
My girlfriend,
God bless Dwight.
My girlfriend's probably gonna have some words with you for throwing shade at The Office, Bryce, when she sees this. But you know, listen,
I love The Office. I've seen it 4 times through.
Okay,
but season 8 and 9 are terrible. Like, there's no question. Like, it's not good. Like,
she may agree that they're less good.
And honestly, in
I don't know.
Opinion,
we'll have to talk about it.
James Spader was really one of the only good parts of season 8. Like, I love James Spader's character. Like, and it seemed like people, like, during the air, like whenever the show was airing, hated him, and that's why he only was around for 1 season. But then I think, like, the fans, like, afterwards, like with like the Netflix resurgence, like, everybody loves Robert California, you know, because of just how freaking weird he is, you know.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, hey, if we're talking weird, I mean, we got some weird stuff going on right now too. So
yeah,
I mean, the thing with WandaVision 2 getting back on track with that is, at this point, I have no idea what to expect. I can't predict anything because Marvel is throwing so much at us in these first 6 episodes. I mean, I don't know if you want to close.
I got a prediction real quick.
All right.
You say that. And this is easy. You know, I'm getting the low hanging fruit here, but we're definitely going to see some 2 broke girls jokes in the next episode.
Oh, right.
Darcy got swallowed by.
I didn't expect Darcy to get sucked in by the hex.
That was crazy.
It makes sense though. It makes sense because she was in a sitcom.
Absolutely,
so,
she's in a sitcom right now.
So's Jimmy Woo, you know, fresh off the boat, you know.
Totally. Yeah, no, he didn't get sucked in, but I can't wait to see what they do with Darcy and the Hex.
What if he has to go in? What if Jimmy Woo's the ace card that saves the day?
Oh man, this is gonna be good. All I'm saying is we're in for a crazy last 3 episodes of this show.
But yeah, Jimmy Woo is the Luke Skywalker level cameo that Elizabeth Olsen. You heard it here first.
Yes, that'd be the greatest thing ever.
Jimmy Woo comes in to save the day.
I wrote a whole list on the cameos that it could be, and Jimmy Woo was not on it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know who it is because Joe told me. But yeah, I mean, if it was Jimmy Woo,
oh my God,
man.
Oh wow.
Damn.
But yeah, I don't know if you guys have any more thoughts on what's coming or
I mean,
anything,
I do have a little bit of sidebar back with Fantastic Four. So we wrote it was you, Richard, right, who wrote the Kraven the Hunter story, and then so it ended up Keanu Reeves passed on that, right?
Right, exactly.
And then
he passed on the role of Kraven.
Keanu Reeves, The Thing, thoughts?
As Keanu Reeves I was expecting you to say Mr. Fantastic, and you just blew this whole thing wide open.
I was going to say
that was beautiful.
I didn't see that coming at all.
That was actually wonderful. Yes, yes, actually.
I could see Keanu Reeves. I mean, I could see Keanu Reeves doing a lot of Marvel roles.
I'm like picturing like a tall, more Keanu shaped version of the Thing, and it looks really cool.
Yeah, totally. I'm on the Cena train. I'm on the John Cena train. For the Thing,
yeah, I mean that'd be really cool. I don't know. He seems a little connected with DC though.
You know that's a good point. I mean,
so is James Gunn, and he's making Peacemaker,
right? But that was a little different. That was a little different though.
I think we're at a point where big name actors aren't above.
I don't know. I mean,
it'd be like, but
you know, it'd be like if Gal Gadot showed up as, you know, pick a character. You know, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, fair enough.
Peacemaker has his own solo project over at DC. It's not like he's just a random member of the Suicide Squad. You know, he is going to have his own show.
I'm trying to think of like who is there any notable, like, is there a big actor that's been in both that I'm not thinking of? Help me out here, guys.
Oh, there's plenty.
None of
but,
this-
I mean,
None
like
of the
who?
starring, like the big guys, but I mean, Idris Elba's been in both. There's a couple. I mean, there's a couple of the gun regulars. That
Shazam! Shazam!
Oh,
baby.
well,
Yes.
I
He's one of the
mean,
Warriors 3.
Yes.
I mean, but
I'm
again,
just
that
kidding.
wasn't a main character.
I know. I'm sorry. It just it
man.
clicked, and I was like, yes,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I mean, there's the gun regulars. You know, like Michael Rooker's going to be in both. I think David. I can't say his last name for the life. Desmalchian, I think.
Oh
he's in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I mean, for a better
Polka
example,
Dot
it'd be
Man.
like if Ben Affleck showed up as the MCU version of
Daredevil.
Hold on, no, that already happened. No, but
yeah, exactly. Or it'd be like if Jason Momoa showed up like as Thor or something.
oh yeah, or like Thor's stepbrother or something like
Right.
yeah.
You mentioned Jason Momoa, and I think I've always thought he would be sick as Kraven. If we were gonna have a big, that'd be dope.
Yeah,
that'd be a good one. Yep,
I'd like that.
Shout out to you, my friend, for telling the people about Kraven. It's tough that that Richard.
you're on trending.
It was an awesome day. It was a lot of fun.
Kraven.
It was a good story. It was a damn good.
That was a good one. That was pretty cool. I don't know if I've ever
I am
trended
actually
before,
really
but-
disappointed that THR confirmed that he passed on it. Was it? THR?
Yeah, I think it was a THR deadline, maybe.
But yeah, I was really sad whenever THR reported that he passed, because like whenever you released that article, I was like, yo, okay, I'm down for Keanu as Kraven. Like, that would have been
really
cool.
good fit, no doubt.
Yeah,
You know?
I just wish it would have been in the MCU, but we'll see.
Yeah. But the other thing I want to mention about Jason Momoa that just was sick. I know Sonic is a little out of our wheelhouse. There was one weird period of time on Twitter where people were like, Sonic is the highest grossing superhero movie of last year. And I was like, get out of it, go home and shut up.
Technically that's true, and it's hilarious.
You know,
but
it was, you know, it doesn't matter. 2020 was a wreck at the box office. The point
2020
being,
was a mess, yeah.
Point being, I would love to see Jason Momoa as Knuckles. You know, and that comes from the Illuminerdi. That news.
Yes, that was our exclusive too.
Role as well. So you mentioned Jason Momoa.
But yeah, and he wasn't. We didn't confirm that he was playing him. He was just offered the role, right?
Exactly.
Same thing with Keanu Reeves. It was the same situation as Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
we've doing a lot of those here recently.
We had Marshall
like
Ali.
in talks, you know, and then it turns out to be true. Like your Captain Marvel story, right?
Yes, I was just gonna say, yeah.
Yeah,
that one got confirmed. So we had I can't remember her name for the life of me now, but
I wrote it down for this exact purpose. It is Zoe Ashton.
Zoe Ashton. Yeah. So we had reported that Marvel was in talks or was hoping to get her for a role in Captain Marvel 2. And then lo and behold, I think 2 or 3 days later, it's confirmed that she is the villain of Captain Marvel 2.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And I do want to mention, just I went through and reread it just in preparation for this, and it's interesting because it feels like something that you write just to cover your ass, you know, and so that people don't get mad at you. But Deadline did specifically be like, you know, as with most Marvel movies, there may secretly be another antagonist deep in the film, and I'm like, okay, that's vaguely interesting. Do they know something, or are they just trying to make sure people don't get mad at them if there is kind of two big players?
It's Wanda. Exactly. Wanda's going to be the villain in every MCU movie.
Yes,
with Monica Rambeau in it.
Right.
You know,
there was someone who worked at Marvel. I don't remember who. So that's my bad. But they said something about very recently about Wanda's, you know, kind of story of tragedy and continuing throughout the MCU and after WandaVision. So that was definitely interesting. So it would be kind of unexpected if she was the villain of Captain Marvel 2. But I mean, I'm game
and Spider-Man and Doctor Strange.
According to Feige, the two strongest Avengers in a head-to-head, you know, like that could be actually really cool.
That'd be some throwdown.
You could have Miss Marvel on Captain Marvel's side and then Monica on Wanda's side. And also that's something about WandaVision that I do want to mention because I was wrong.
Oh,
You know, I was like, Monica's already got her powers. But that's clearly not what happened.
Yes.
I
wrote a whole feature on that the other day.
Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. 1000%.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, me and my dad, we watched the show together too, and he was pretty much dead set that she already has her powers. And I've always been kind of like, I mean, I thought really have proof for that. I mean, we've seen that her powers have been developing, like she has been changing her cells or whatever. Yeah. But I don't think that necessarily, you know, she has her powers yet. You know, they're just on the way. You know,
I definitely agree. I think
they're coming.
I was reading into things a little bit too much, which, you know, Marvel, it makes you do. You know, they lay out this
whole show.
Easter eggs.
I mean,
seriously.
And within Marvel, no one does it better than WandaVision. So I was off on that one. But, you know, anyways, that's my bad. What were we discussing a second ago? I know we have
Marvel.
thousand different things. I mentioned Shazam, and so I did want to mention. So perhaps one of the things I'm best known for is my Black Adam stories. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's been a little dry in that well for a little bit. You know, I'm positive I will bring you all more Black Adam news.
It's all out. You released it all. The only thing that's left, the only thing that's left to leak out is the script itself.
And
you know?
this
or the date where it comes out.
This has less to do with, you know, the Black Adam creative team than it does people above them, people who are supposed to make sure that these things actually work in unison, that the clockwork meshes together. So apparently, director, I believe his name is David Sandberg of Shazam.
Yes,
yeah. David F. Sandberg. Yeah.
Has no idea what's going on with Black Adam. Like, we probably know more about what's going on with Black Adam than he does. You know, like, and that is just, unless he's reading us, which shout out to you, David Sandberg, for one of the 5 people that tune in, but we love you. That's and you know, and the worst part about this was that this came out just like literally within a couple days of some Warner Brothers DC executive saying that they were working hard to make sure that everything was connected, that the TV shows and the movies, you know, flow together. And I'm like, look, you got to get the movies and the movies kind of first.
Yeah.
Right.
That's an important part of the process here.
This is a constant issue with Warner Brothers. You know, we see it time and time again, you know, where I think it was something with Wonder Woman where I almost said WandaVision. Wonder Woman you know, wasn't necessarily directly. I mean, I might be wrong on this. This is just me kind of, but I think it was something like Patty Jenkins and Zack Snyder weren't necessarily talking about, you know, the story of the two, and you can kind of see that. Even though Zack Snyder was a producer on Wonder Woman, which is kind of weird. No, wait a minute. Didn't he write? Wasn't he a writer on that one too?
I can explain this real quick.
That doesn't make any sense. Okay,
basically,
I know where you're going with this though.
Here's what happened. So, Zack Snyder is making Batman vs Superman. He develops backstory for Wonder Woman. Yeah. That's why we get that one photo of her, the Crimean War one. That's where that comes from. Okay. Then they're going to make Wonder Woman. Zack Snyder does help create Wonder Woman, but he works with Patty Jenkins on that. Okay. Then Zack goes to do Justice League, and Patty Jenkins is not involved in that process.
Right.
Right.
Oh, right. It was the other way around. Yeah. Patty wasn't involved.
That's how I knew you were close, Bryce.
Yeah. So that is kind of weird because she's kind of becoming a superstar. You know, I understand Wonder Woman 84 was a little bit polarizing, but from Wonder Woman to Wonder Woman 2, now into Rogue Squadron over Star Wars, you know, like
Patty Jenkins is a big deal.
We're seeing some Taika Waititi level like explosion she's not a new director. She had that one Monster in the early 2000s that was like a huge awards movie. But in terms of like huge box office hits and you know, desirability to the studios, Patty Jenkins is in a good spot right now.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
So, but
I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, what she does with Star Wars. I mean, that kind of came out of left field, but whenever she was announced, I was totally on board. Yeah, and still, even after Wonder Woman 84, I'm still on board. You know, I didn't really like that movie too much either. I don't think it was literally the worst thing in the world, like Twitter said.
There's been worse movies in the DCEU alone.
Yeah. There was something called Justice League,
Suicide Squad,
you know,
Batman v Superman.
You know, yeah. So
it's a very middle of the road, I think, DCEU movie. I mean, I think the biggest reason it was a disappointment is because it wasn't the original Wonder Woman.
Yeah, well, it was a massive step down from the first Wonder Woman. So
exactly,
I think Wonder Woman #1 is maybe the best thing the DCU's done so far, just in terms of overall quality.
I
think
agree.
unquestionably.
My favorite is honestly Batman versus Superman, 3-hour long R-rated version. I'll be honest.
That one, yeah, that makes sense.
I'll
take that one. If you mean the Ultimate Edition, I'll accept that one.
And that's fair.
I thought Wonder Woman 2 was fun, it was enjoyable, but it did have a lot of issues. And
I agree with that.
We're talking about DCU movies. We got the grand 4-hour multi-chapter epic to talk about. Let's get into that. So we got another trailer for Zack Snyder's Justice League, and also something that was really kind of, I think, satisfying to Snyder fans in this one was it was right there in big letters, Zack Snyder's Justice League. It wasn't like just director's cut or no BS like that.
Zack Snyder's
ZSJL, baby.
Yeah.
That's the movie.
It wasn't Zack Snyder and still a little bit of Joss Whedon. Please don't kill us. It's right. Just Zack Snyder. No studio meddling or anything. Yeah.
And we got a lot of stuff, in the trailer, and then several things outside of the trailer as well about the movie. So there was the whole dilemma with, is it a TV show or is it a movie? And now Deborah Snyder has revealed that, it is going to be 1 4-hour chunk. And a lot of fans, I'm sure I will, are just going to watch it back to front. But apparently throughout, there's little chapters and like thematic titles, something like that.
Yeah.
So it is a movie, but it is designed so that you can watch it in parts if that is your cup of joe.
So basically,
and I like that. Because I was planning on watching it in one sitting too, but I was going to watch it like in the miniseries format, so I could get up and take a break, But
drink or whatever.
You can pause it,
and so well, my guy, you know what I'm getting at, distinct stopping points, because if I don't have a stopping point, I'm probably not going to stop, right? I don't usually stop in the middle of a movie.
There's incentive for you to stop at some point.
Right. Yeah. So there's actual, apparently, from what I understand from this, there will be actual stopping points, so you can take a break or whatever. And so, yeah, I'm definitely all for that, because that was definitely my main issue with it being just the movie now, was that there wasn't those stopping points in between. So I'm glad to see that that's still going to be a thing.
Absolutely.
You mentioned stopping points. And so let's talk about if this does get a theatrical release. And you definitely... Right on. Richard will be right back with us. You definitely have to say if, because I don't think that a theatrical release has been outright confirmed. I believe Snyder himself said,
I got an emergency. I hope to be back soon.
Okay. Good luck. That was tense. Pray for Richard, whatever's going on. We love you, buddy.
I mean, hopefully it's just a not an emergency. Yeah. But anyway.
Let's see. So what was I discussing?
Justice League.
Yes, so Justice League theatrical cut. If it gets one, it will have an intermission. It'll have like a 10-minute, and they described it as like a suite of orchestral music or something. Just a 10-minute little break, so you can go use the bathroom, whatnot, chill, talk about what's happened with your friends and stuff. So I personally, I really hope that it gets a theatrical release, but I don't know if it's gonna at this point.
I just don't think it was never really supposed to have one. Wonder Woman 84, obviously it was supposed to, but I mean, if it does, like, it's going to be like Ultimate Edition, where it was like super limited, only a couple theaters pick it up.
The way that Snyder's talked about it, he's to me, it's always sounded like he does want it to get released to as many people as he can.
Well, I'm sure
in IMAX format, that's shot it, a lot of it in IMAX, if not the whole thing. And so what I'm saying is that I don't think it's going to happen, but if Snyder gets his way, that's what he wants to happen. That's my belief, right? And the reason I don't think it's going to happen is the same reason that, apparently Zack Snyder has no, are you good? I will.
Yeah. You good, Richard?
Momentarily. Are you all good?
Yeah, no, I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay now.
All right.
Okay.
Well, sorry about that.
No,
that's good. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, so theatrical cut. Yeah.
Yes. So I was just to catch you up to speed, Richard. I was just talking about the intermission and then saying the reason I'm not positive that Zack Snyder's Justice League will get a theatrical release is for the same reason that apparently they're not interested in a sequel. Zack Snyder said recently, Warner Brothers has no interest in a sequel to ZSJL. And I think a big part of this has to be Cyborg. It's definitely not all his fault. But
Corbin, we got only about 2.5 minutes on this Zoom meeting. I don't know if you're going to make it all the way.
I'll make it quick. We can. Yeah. just this week, Cyborg said that Walter Hamada still needs to apologize to those involved in Justice League. And then within a few days, Zack Snyder's like, yeah, no plans for a sequel. And I'm like, that is tough, but unsurprising. Yep. It's a pretty simple equation. The Cyborg I'd be shocked if he died in this movie. So I have to assume he would be an integral part of Zack Snyder's plan. And he's all about his uncompromised vision. So, it's tough.
I mean, it's definitely an unfortunate scenario, I think, for all parties involved. Obviously we've said this a million times. There was a bunch of stuff that went down in the production of the original theatrical Joss Whedon, whatever you want to call it, Justice League, and everything that happened behind the scenes there is totally messed up. But I think Ray Fisher's kind of search for whatever you want to call it, revenge or justice, has really, hurt the whole restore the Snyderverse movement.
Absolutely.
Because he was removed from Flash. He was obviously supposed to be a really big part of that. And now Warner Brothers has basically come out and said that there are absolutely no plans for a sequel to Zack Snyder's Justice League, kind of killing the dream, for a whole Snyderverse revival or whatever. So
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know.
Yeah, and we've got about less than a minute before one of our famous non-commercial breaks. But we'll be right back with you. And so I just want to say that is one of my concerns with Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm very excited for the movie, but if it ends on some massive cliffhanger that never gets resolved because we never get Justice League Part 2, I'm going to be fairly upset.
Yep.
I'll be
thank you.
That's going to suck. But we'll be right back with you. Thank you for watching. We love you all. Love talking to you guys. See you back in a second. All right, we are back. Thank you. We hope you enjoyed the non-commercial break. We were talking about the Snyder Cut, so we're gonna dive right into that. I was just doing a little bit of reading on some of the characters in the Snyder Cut that fans are probably a little less familiar with, specifically Darkseid, Desaad, and Granny Goodness. So those who have watched the Harley Quinn TV show are going to be familiar with Granny Goodness and Darkseid, actually, because they did an episode where those two were major players, where Harley Quinn and Dr. Psycho and Clayface basically go to Apocalypse, and Harley she basically fights Granny Goodness and then gets this staff that allows her to control an army of parademons, right? She pulls up on Gotham, and then Jim Gordon's like, all right, we got to fight, and they get a bunch of tanks, and it's amazing. So if you've seen that, you already know a little bit what I'm talking about. But side note, though, if you are a kid, hold up, my phone is ringing. 1 second there.
No worries.
Sorry about that. If you are a kid, don't watch Harley Quinn, because as Bryce pointed out when we were talking earlier, it's super duper violent. Super violent. There, like these parademons are ripping people in half, which you can also look forward to with Steppenwolf cutting Amazons in half and throwing horses. Oh Lord. And Steppenwolf, I'm not too terribly familiar with, but so Granny Goodness, I know less about, but she is a new god, which if you're excited for the Eternals, they're kind of they're the equivalent of the Eternals, but in the DC universe. They're incredibly powerful, basically immortal, super powerful beings, just like Thanos level strength, without the Infinity Gauntlet, of course. And so she's one of Darkseid's elite, and Darkseid is this hell ruler of this planet Apocalypse. And Desaad is kind of his right-hand man, right? And so they're in their original kind of story of how they meet and become buddies who, unleash hell and fire and brimstone across unknown worlds is pretty cool. But basically what happens is Darkseid, before he's Darkseid, he's this, I guess his name's like Uxas or something. It's Uxas. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But he goes to this world where this guy lives. And the dude's got like a pet bird and a pet cat. And so Uxas releases the bird and tells the guy that his cat killed the bird and that he should bury.
And I just looked it up. It is Uxas.
It's Uxas. Fantastic.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
So Uxas tells this guy, yo, like your cat ate your bird. You have to kill your cat, bury it alive. And the kid's like, all right, sure, whatever. And he does it, and the bird flies back. And then he's like really upset, and he like strangles his dead cat. It's super messed up. But from that point on, he's like, you know what? You're my best friend now, Uxas. I'm gonna do whatever you want. We're gonna be pals. And he takes on the name Desaad, and that's the crazy alien dude on, I think, his Darkseid's left in the trailer.
Yeah.
And Darkseid following that, basically, it's kind of like almost a Thor Loki thing going on, where he's got a brother named Drax he's very peaceful, so it's not exactly like Thor, but he's going to be the ruler of Apocalypse. And then you got Uxas, and Uxas basically finds this connection to this Omega power, and he basically takes that, and it makes him super duper strong. It's not his Infinity Gauntlet, because it's not like reality manipulating power, but it's incredibly powerful. And then he kills his brother and takes over Apocalypse. And so these are the bad guys that we're going to be dealing with, the people who send Steppenwolf's forces in. So
I guess this is why it's 4 hours long.
Yeah, there's a lot of, well, I don't expect to see Desaad's backstory or how Darkseid became Darkseid in this movie. That seems highly unlikely,
Yeah.
But as a fan of the comics and of the source material, knowing that definitely makes me more excited for these characters to do battle with the League,
Yeah.
That is enough ranting from me. I want to hear what you guys think about Jared Leto's Joker. Although, Richard, you sounds like you have something. So
quick little sidebar. The Desaad thing. He kind of, as somebody who's not as familiar with DC stuff, he kind of reminds me of like an Ebony Maw type from Infinity War, kind of on that level a little bit.
Unfortunately, I'm not familiar enough with his character to say if character-wise they're super similar, but it's definitely like Granny Goodness and Desaad and characters like that, and Steppenwolf are definitely akin to Darkseid's Black Order in Justice.
Right.
So in that sense, definitely 1,000%.
Fair enough. Yeah. And in terms of Joker in Justice League, I mean,
we live.
I think
society.
Jared. Oh God.
It was trending.
I did a whole feature on that. I had to do so much research on that yesterday just to see what the hell it means and everything. Because apparently it's been a thing for like 30 years and it's been a meme for the last like 5 or 10 or whatever. But that's a whole other sidebar that I don't have the time or mind power to get into.
Fair enough.
In terms of Leto's Joker, I've always been on the side that he was done incredibly dirty in Suicide Squad, because there was this whole story planned out for Jared Leto's Joker that only ended up in about 10 minutes of screen time. So
I heard from like behind the scenes that they had shot enough Joker stuff to do a whole movie.
I think something like that. Yeah. So he was supposed to be a huge part of Suicide Squad. But I mean, who knows? Maybe the Ayer cut will be a thing someday, because God forbid any DC movie come out in theaters as the original cut that actually sticks outside of Wonder Woman. And sidebar, thank God this hasn't happened with Marvel, because I don't know what I'd do with myself.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyways, I'm curious to see what Snyder does with Joker. This movie's probably not going to be canon, so it may not matter in the end anyways. But I'm curious to see what Snyder does now that he has the chance to do Joker.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for it too. I think he looks great in the trailer. And I think he'll be a really cool as Joker. I'm glad to see that he's actually conversing with Batman for the first time here. But you know, I've got a pretty major problem with this trailer, and my problem with this trailer is that, you know, I was left more excited with the previous trailer, where it was literally just, what was it, Hallelujah in the background, and there was like barely any dialogue. Like, that trailer had me more hyped than this trailer, and it's because Zack Snyder, you know, has been basically Tom Hollanding this thing, and is revealing all the secrets. Like I've already seen Darkseid, you know, I've already seen images of Darkseid. I've already seen images of the new look for Steppenwolf. I've already seen images of Jared Leto as Joker in the movie. You know, we already know that Martian Manhunter will be in the movie. What where are the surprises? Like it's just like why I don't know why he's really revealing everything. Because Jared Leto, that would have been a huge stinger at the end of the trailer.
Absolutely.
If but we already all knew about it, so it was just like I was just like, oh yeah, here's Joker.
If I may, here's the thing that makes Zack Snyder's Justice League a different situation than your standard superhero movie. In which case, I would totally agree with you. It's Marvel Studios. Great job keeping things under wraps, with exceptions like Evan Peters. They have awesome reveals that make people very happy. But Zack Snyder's Justice League, we knew Leto's Joker was coming even before Snyder shared those.
Right, but we didn't see him. Like, we knew that he was going to be in the movie. But I think the big reveal at the end of the trailer was his new look, and like how he actually looks like a normal Joker.
Well, it is a new costume than the one that was even in the photos, for what it's worth.
and he's finally missing that damn tattoo on his forehead.
What was it? What did it say?
Damaged.
Yeah, damaged.
I need them to address the tattoos in the movie.
No, I already told you. Do you not remember what I told you on Twitter?
No, what'd you say?
I said he just wrote it on with Sharpie.
Right.
I remember that now.
Yeah. And also, quick little sidebar about Marvel and their trailers and everything, how they've been hiding everything. There was an article that came out recently, I think it was from Comic Book, taking a look back at the first Iron Man trailer for the very first Iron Man movie in 2008. Yeah. It gives away damn near everything. Like, it gives away that Obadiah is the villain, that he turns into Ironmonger, and so much other stuff about the movie. So it's cool to see how Marvel's kind of evolved, over the years, and as they develop their movies, to not do that anymore.
What they've evolved into is just lying to our faces and putting Thor with 2 eyes in Ragnarok, and
Thor fit in Endgame.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I understand that this is a little different. This is a director's cut of a film, but we've known for a while now that this director's cut is basically an entirely different movie. Yeah. And my problem is that there's just no surprises anymore. I feel like Jared Leto could have been a big surprise. Martian Manhunter could have been a big surprise. And, they could have just not commented on this and just left us the guess. Will Joker be in it? Will Martian Manhunter be in it? But instead they just tell us. And it's just there's nothing to be surprised for. And I'm not saying, that I don't think there's going to be a single surprise in the whole movie, but
there better be. It's 4 hours long.
Yeah. This trailer just didn't give me anything new,
Let's talk about 2 recent surprises, that have also been revealed, because for one, look, I haven't read, I think, a single comic book that featured Granny Goodness, and I'd never seen her outside of Harley Quinn. When I saw Granny Goodness standing in live action behind Darkseid, I was like, whoa, nice. But that's something one. That would have been wild in the movie, So I hear what you're saying. I don't even necessarily disagree with it. Here's the thing: before I joined the team here at the Illuminerdi, before I started doing my research and trying to map out everything, I would watch the first trailer for a project and I would be done. I would not continue on after that. I would avoid news about it. I would stay in the dark if it mattered to me. I remember going to watch some movie when Spider-Man Homecoming was coming out, and it was like trailer 2 or 3 for Homecoming, and I just watched it for some reason. I don't know if I didn't realize it was the first one, or I was just being dumb or whatever. And that scene where Vulture swoops down and grabs Spider-Man out of the air as he's falling.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, damn it. I was trying to see that as it came out. I didn't want that. It made me angry. But from where I sit now, the things that I do, the thing that I hope to make into a career, ultimately we do the dirty work. We get things spoiled. Right. We do the spoiling.
Yeah.
That's our job. Yeah. And so it does suck, but I've kind of resigned myself.
I understand
a while ago.
Right. I understand if I'm the one that's spoiled. But, the general public knew about Joker. The general public knows about Martian Manhunter, It's so I understand, I know some stuff that's going to happen in WandaVision here soon. That's just part of the job, right? But not the general public doesn't know. It's not like Marvel came out and revealed it.
And that's a fair point, for sure.
That's a little different, So us learning about stuff, because it's our job. Yeah, that's a little different. But like them revealing images of Darkseid, but them revealing images of Joker before the trailer. Like that would be awesome stuff for the trailer. And yeah, it still got trending, but it just didn't really do anything for me because I've already seen it.
I think,
yeah, and like how I've done it before we keep going is like I remember for a while there, actually with Marvel movies, long before I started writing or anything, I actually wouldn't watch any of the trailers. There was about maybe 3 or 4 movies, like I think at the end of phase 2 or beginning of phase 3, where I didn't watch any of the trailers. I think I started doing it again, like around Doctor Strange or so.
Nice.
But then the thing with us too, now, like what we do for, being writers and doing this kind of stuff with the Illuminerdi and other websites is that I always take these kind of rumors with either a little bit of a grain of salt, or I just don't totally like dive into it. Like the whole Evan Peters thing, I had actually heard that he was playing Quicksilver again, like a few weeks before it happened, and it still blew me out of the water. So just as one example.
I heard about it back in like August of 2020.
Right,
and it was still crazy to see,
Absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, it was wild. I mean, yeah, even then, something like Evan Peters coming back as Quicksilver, like because they had the back of his head, so it looked kind of like Aaron Taylor Johnson at first. So I'm like, whoa, and then the camera finally turns around. And I was just like, oh man, it was still awesome to see, but
yeah. And Marvel,
but we didn't see it before. Like it's not like they showed it in the trailer, so that was still a really cool moment. It's not like we saw images of Evan Peters' Quicksilver released by Marvel.
Yeah,
it was just
like one I was just thinking back to was the Civil War promotional tour when they showed Spider-Man for the first time, and it was only maybe like 2 or 3 seconds of Spider-Man, but it was enough to get everybody going crazy.
Yeah, sure.
Everyone.
Yeah. And when he's holding the shield. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Everyone.
I remember being a kid in high school and seeing Spider-Man jump into the MCU, and I about cried.
Yeah. I mean, it was like my computer wallpaper for like a long time.
That was a defining moment in the MCU. Spider-Man joining the MCU.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Truly spectacular.
Absolutely.
Spectacular.
Yeah. So I think for me, I really did enjoy the new Snyder Cut trailer. I do think there is definitely
not a bad trailer. It's just
I agree with what you're saying about Snyder just coming out and being like, yes, here's what's in it.
Totally. He could have a little bit more secrecy about it.
It's a weird marketing tactic. It calls to mind when what's the actress's name? Jessica Chastain of Dark Phoenix was on some late night talk show, and she was like, someone dies. And then in the trailer, it obviously looked like Mystique dies.
Yeah.
And then dies. And I just I remember singing Dark Phoenix.
The trailer, but to her defense, the trailer literally basically just shows Mystique dying. I mean,
there's been worse marketing than
without her saying that, people would have probably known that Mystique dies in the film, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, because they literally basically show it in the trailer. It's literally like if like in Batman versus Superman, they showed like Darkseid's whatever spike arm thing cutting through him or whatever.
Doomsday, yeah.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, did I say Darkseid? Yeah, I said Darkseid. I meant Doomsday. But
Yeah.
What
a wasted villain.
Yeah.
Doomsday definitely is a sore spot for me. And because here's the thing, I love Doomsday. And so I'm sitting in the theater and I've seen the trailer, so I know he's coming, and he shows up, he's exploding nukes and he's kicking ass. And I'm like, okay, I'm not sure why he looks like this. And I'm not sure why he's General Zod, but okay. And it was such a weird, bittersweet emotional response, that I knew he was in it because of the trailer. But you mentioned Quicksilver, and for me, that was one where I'll give him credit because I didn't know he was coming. I wasn't I 1,000% believe Evan Peters is in WandaVision, but I knew there was a good chance. There's people that I trusted had said that that's what was happening.
Totally.
But for me, in the way that they did it with the cliffhanger, it evoked fear. Because I don't know who this Quicksilver is, who this Pietro Maximoff really is. Maybe it's him. Yeah. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's,
Well, after last episode, absolutely.
It could be anything. It's like you said, Richard. That's what WandaVision does masterfully. I don't have any idea. But
I don't have a clue.
But at the end of that episode on the cliffhanger, it's like it definitely. I'm thinking, okay, are we tying Dark Phoenix to WandaVision right now? Is that what we're doing? And so there was a powerful emotional response. Where I was like, oh no, please stop it.
Right.
I mean, it's very clear that they're not doing that, So, I mean, I don't know. My guess with last episode,
I do think it's still a possibility.
I don't know with my
unlikely.
Definitely unlikely. My thing is that it's very clear that this Quicksilver's history is pretty much Aaron Taylor Johnson's history, but then Quicksilver says something about their past, and Wanda's like, that didn't happen. So that's why I'm kind of on board with the theory that he's Mephisto. Just kind of messing with things. But then it's also just like there's also things that maybe make me think that it's not. And so I'm really baffled as to what's going on with Quicksilver right now.
Yeah, he's going to be something really interesting to pay attention to the next 3 weeks.
Something interesting that someone suggested, just kind of put out there online, was so Nightmare is classically a Doctor Strange villain, right?
Right.
Controls.
I've heard rumors about Nightmare.
Dream dimension, super powerful cosmic type dude. And he's been rumored to be the villain of Doctor Strange 2. We know WandaVision ties into that. What if it's not Mephisto? What if it's Nightmare? And I'm like, I don't see any reason why that couldn't happen. The big thing for me with Mephisto has always been the kids.
Yeah.
Where the heck did Billy and Tommy come from?
Yeah.
Right. And God knows they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. For sure. You're not going to set up like the MCU's first like young sidekick type outside of like maybe Spider-Man. And, if you want a TV show like The Runaways and Cloak and Dagger, but like of this style, of the Disney Plus shows, like you're not going to toss away those kids. They're going to be here. No. They're going to be mainstays. They'll be in the younger.
You're not going to throw away Wicked and Speed after using them in the show.
They who knows? They might get their own Disney Plus show as well. So
yeah, the Young Avengers are coming. I've been saying that for weeks.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's clear. I mean, they've been introducing like all the characters,
Yeah, totally, and they're going to soon.
Yeah,
I think Hulkling was once rumored for WandaVision. That still hasn't happened yet. I don't know.
It could be in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. We got 3 episodes left, right? So
that'd be yet another Young Avenger introduced here.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you guys have any more thoughts about WandaVision, but we do have another trailer to talk about for the show coming after WandaVision. If we want to go there.
Yeah, no, let's get into that. So Falcon and the Winter Soldier got like its first kind of full-length teaser after the original one. I'm not sure how much longer this was. I know this was like 2 minutes long.
I think the first one was pretty close to that.
Gotcha. But I think this was a huge improvement. It got me super excited. And it was a really fun, vibrant energy. You got a lot of, I think, fun colors going throughout it. And the other one looked a little more bland. So
I just looked it up. The first one was 1 minute and 52. The second one was 2 minutes.
Okay. So they're about the same length.
Yeah.
So this is basically trailer 2. Got it. But seeing Zemo, listening to Zemo, I have no intentions to leave my work unfinished. I was like, oh, all right.
Leave my work unfinished.
I feel like a lot of people hate on Zemo from Civil War. Like whenever I talk about people complain about it. They're like, his plan's too complex. It's kind of,
oh God,
it's always felt similar to the complaints.
It's not Lex Luthor from Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
It's true.
But I always thought Zemo was pretty awesome. And I'm so curious to see why he's back, because like he kind of failed and he was broken, but that was years ago, and now he's returned. He's got his classic mask and he's here to screw things up and cause chaos. I don't know.
Oh man,
he's here to break up the duo. That's why they're in the counselor session or whatever.
Yeah, therapy session.
It's like Zemo said you said this about me. No, I didn't. And then they have to go to counseling.
Can I just say this about Zemo? He has actually always been, since he debuted, one of my favorite MCU villains. I mean, not only he is the only one outside of Thanos who actually, his plan succeeded. He broke up the Avengers. Like he won in that movie.
Yeah, for sure.
That's part of what made Civil War so fantastic, And I remember the months that following watching Civil War and watching Zemo's, destruction of everyone's favorite superhero team go down and think, well, while that's really cool, there's no way it can last. And then we got Infinity War and the team was still separate and Thanos decimated them. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
The Civil War build up, what came from that. So well done. So masterful.
I mean, those were like, I think those are either my top 2 or 2 of my top 3 favorite MCU movies, easily.
And speaking of Civil War, the Falcon, and also I totally agree, definitely top fivers. Falcon and Winter Soldier, that was like the first serious. Well, I guess they fought in the last one, some in Winter Soldier, but like we got a lot of actual dialogue and interaction between those two in Civil War for the first time, and here we are getting the TV show.
Yeah,
we also get Sharon Carter, who is in Civil War.
Yes,
she looks like she was just kicking ass and taking names. Black Widow.
I mean,
I was like, all right, gay.
Yeah, I mean, this literally just kind of looks like a Captain America show without Captain America for now. When one of them, Sam, becomes Captain America, but
although that one of those scenes in the last trailer did look like potentially a Cap funeral where he's looking up at Cap and he's on your left again.
Oh, I think it's definitely, yeah. I think that was definitely his funeral.
Cap funeral
so
made me really sad. So is the Black Widow funeral.
Me too.
Like, if we just get hit with like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they're like, Cap's dead, and then Black Widow, and they're like, all right, cut to post Endgame. She's still dead. Remember that? Remember when she jumped off a cliff to save Hawkeye?
Yeah, no, it's getting ready to be funeral season here in the MCU.
Lord,
it's so sad.
Yeah,
right?
Well, I mean, we already had Tony, and then and then we still gotta get one for Black Widow, Cap. I guess Vision never had one.
He might.
We'll see what.
He might need one. He might need one here soon. Yeah, he might. Boy. But
I Falcon and the Winter Soldier should be a good time. I do still think I'm a lot more excited for like Loki than maybe What If too. So it's unfortunate because it's kind of sandwiched in between a lot of awesome stuff.
I kind of need to see more of Loki before I can kind of
I'm sure we'll get another trailer within, I'd say, 2 months tops.
I'm hoping. Yeah,
because it's supposed to come out in May. It doesn't have a specific release date yet.
Those investor meeting trailers just didn't really do too, except for WandaVision. They didn't really do too much for me. But decide, the show's coming out.
I thought
they didn't really show too much.
I thought the Loki trailer went crazy hard, personally. But
I love the What If one.
That one. Yeah, I mean, you pretty much know what you're getting with What If, though. I mean, just absolute, complete craziness.
The great thing about What If is you kind of know what's coming already because it's based off the Infinity Saga, and you still can't wait for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what's coming, but then you don't.
Exactly.
So whereas with WandaVision, you had no idea what was coming. Period. So yeah.
What if you just at least have a base for it, and then it goes from there.
Mm-hmm.
I would say if Black Widow can hold its release date, I would say almost definitively we'll have another Loki trailer and quite probably another What If trailer to air alongside that. That seems like, can you imagine how sick that'd be? You're sitting down, you got your popcorn ready to watch Black Widow finally after a year. And then you see, boom, trailer 2 for What If. Boom, trailer 2 for Loki.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Maybe we got a Hawkeye trailer at this point. It's just Marvel
as well.
That would be incredible.
I'd just sit there and cry into my popcorn,
Yeah, they just play them all. It's just Marvel. It's just
that's all it is.
Not even the movies, the Disney Plus shows.
It's just all Marvel stuff. You get Eternals, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man.
I would be in heaven.
What's sad?
Honestly, at this point, could do that. They could just do Marvel trailers in front of Black Widow, Eternals, whatever.
Damn.
There's enough. There's enough to where it could just be Marvel, and then that's the trailers for the day.
That's another thing that we talk about the secrecy of Zack Snyder's Justice League. We don't have a trailer for Shang-Chi. We don't have a trailer for Eternals. We've only got fairly loose ideas of what the plots might
and
look
both
like.
of those are completed filming.
Yeah, right? And they've been done for a good while, and they just
a few months. And
they're chilling, perfecting the hell out of the CGI. So these things are probably going to look gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't wait.
Like they've literally just been sitting in the Marvel slow cooker, just chilling
in the vault
under
in the Marvel
hand.
The Marvel crock pot or whatever.
Yes,
Kevin Feige's crock pot of Phase 4 goodness. That's about to be
so
delicious.
That's gotta be delicious.
For sure. Yeah.
Damn it, now I'm hungry.
Hungry for some Marvel.
And food. And
Yeah,
food.
yeah. Well, I just had food. I had food throughout the show.
How
So.
was it?
Yep.
It was great. I haven't had my sandwich yet. I didn't feel like eating a Bacon King in the middle of the show. But
Fair enough, bro.
but the fries were good. So
But anyway,
I think we've ran through basically all the big news. If we forgot something, let us know in the comments. Yell at us, and
oops,
we can probably talk about it next week if you really want that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm putting it out there. You know, if anyone else, if it's anything in general, if you want to hear us talk about superhero movies, TV shows, whatever it is, Star Wars, even, we are always happy to take requests.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, let us know in the comments.
That would definitely be really awesome if someone would do that. But you don't have
totally.
Anybody, please. We're running out of stuff. Okay,
obviously,
that's why we were gone for 2. No, I'm kidding. But
yeah, all the other good, YouTube nonsense. Like, comment, subscribe, boost the algorithm. Show us to our friends. We hope you enjoyed. I love doing this. This, I think, has been one of my favorite episodes yet. Coming back.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we had a lot to cover. So yeah.
And here's what I'm pumped for. We got 3 weeks of WandaVision left. The Snyder Cut and Falcon and the Winter Soldier come out literally within 2 days of each other.
It goes
1 day. The
Snyder Cut's on the 18th.
Justice League comes out on Thursday, and then Falcon is the next day. So,
yeah, exactly.
That week will go. It'll be bookmarked, but WandaVision ends, Snyder Cut, and then Falcon and the Winter Soldier starts.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah,
it's gonna be an amazing week.
Yeah,
I can't wait to record that episode with you guys.
Oh yeah.
And then hopefully, I think they're doing that gallery series for WandaVision, so that should probably come out sometime pretty close to where WandaVision ends.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
That'll be a lot of fun to talk about.
Yeah,
can't wait for that.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Yeah,
for sure.
Do you have any final words for the people, Bryce, my friend?
Yeah, well, I mean, Richard just got me really excited for that Disney Gallery WandaVision. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, but otherwise than that, no, just stay tuned to the Illuminerdi. Be sure to subscribe and turn on those post notifications to be notified every time we got a new live show. We got a Power Rangers show. We got 2 Power Rangers shows, one about the current season and then one about some of the past stuff. They've been doing the Ultraman Netflix show here recently.
That looks like a lot of fun. I started that.
Yeah.
I'm not caught up to where they are in the reviews, but that looked awesome.
Yeah, because Power Rangers was taken off of Netflix, and since there's the weird streaming thing with YouTube, I don't think we really know what's going to go on with that yet. And then we've also got our Star Trek show, the Riker Maneuver, where they're starting from the beginning and then going through all the way through Star Trek, starting with Enterprise. That's awesome. And then we got a wrestling show too. I don't know too much about wrestling, but we got that as well. So yeah, we've got plenty of stuff coming on here at the Illuminerdi. So just be sure to subscribe to stay up to date for a bunch of. Oh, and Richard's show. Richard's got a show.
Yes.
Yeah. I almost completely forgot about that.
Don't even worry about it.
But yeah, Richard's show as well. He goes over. I guess you can explain that one, but he goes over WandaVision and Marvel and everything Marvel and stuff like that.
Yeah. So mine is basically a weekly recap show of whatever happened in Marvel that week. So right now it's every episode of WandaVision. I go in depth into it. It's about a 15-20 minute show.
It's called post credit scene, right? Or post
credits. Yeah. Post credits. So
awesome. It's a good name.
And then so this one is WandaVision Weekly, and then I haven't actually told anybody this, but I think it might be cool. My Falcon and the Winter Soldier one is going to be New Cap Recap.
That's a great name. Oh
my gosh! Thank my wife for coming up with it.
Yes, that is awesome.
Stuff like that.
Wow, I love that name.
New Cap Recap is going to be when Falcon and the Winter Soldier comes out.
Very nice.
That's That's awesome. Yeah,
I got a good one.
That.
So yeah, a lot of amazing content. Thank you for tuning in. And remember, it's all connected. We will see you guys next week.
See you guys,
everybody.